Previously on Andy Audiovlog and SoundMeow blind test. You enjoyed that, right? And many have been asking, how about we do another blind test? And now today, something very special. Ben, why don't you show them what we have here?
So Andy set up a switchbox actually.
Yep. Switch box, very special. You see this? All this thing.
So there are 3 different sets of equipment. We're going to test on a few volunteers. And
5 volunteers.
5. And essentially they will be allowed to switch between 3 different equipment, 3 different audio gear, and then tell us what the difference it is that they're hearing, see whether they can identify what is what.
And this will be a true blind test because they have no idea what's hidden underneath this black thing. Alright? I'm not going to tell you what it is. Is it going to be a dab, whatever it is, a box or whatever it is. One thing for sure, 3 different items, okay? And each of the tester will be allowed to choose one of their favorite song, which they know very well, which will be playing on repeat, and they can easily switch between all 3 sources using the switches without the need to do any kind of, let's say, touching the player or anything like that. So it's a total blindness test. Of course, we gonna do the volume matching and everything, and the result will only be revealed at the end of this video. They need to decide. Once they are satisfied, okay, jot down which one is their favorite. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, they need to vote the best audio coming from which source without knowing what are those 1, 2, 3. So that's true blind test, right?
Yes. And we'll be using the Sennheiser HD 600. So this is about impedance of 300 ohm. Not so easy to drive. So let's see whether the sources makes any difference in this case.
You hear what he said? Yeah. If the sources makes any difference, or if anybody can describe, tell the difference.
Can tell the difference. Yeah.
Let's find out.
Yeah. So Jeff, you have tested the 3 different equipment using the Sennheiser HD 600 as well as your own not brand Pursuer of Emotion. So Jeff is one of the founders and the creators of the brand, NDIM. So let's see what he says about his preference in terms of the 3 equipment that were tested.
Okay, so for mine, first of all, we used the HD 600 to test it out, and my personal preference on the 600 due to some limitations, obviously because it's open back, I can't really hear the bass very well in this scenario. But regardless, I could still hear everything mids and up. Vocal-wise, I would want something that is considered to be the most forward, and I would say at the same time, it probably adds to the fact that the musicality or the simplicity that number 3 brings makes it a little bit more, I would say, what's the word for it? It's more interesting in this context, where I'm just listening for a limited amount of time, because I'm honestly not really that familiar with the HD 600. So with this context in mind, I would say 3 is more enticing for me right now. Like when I'm first starting off, what was the word again? How did I put it there? When I'm hearing this for the first time with a blind test, I would say 3 probably complements it well, and the others would be a little bit behind. Behind in the context where 1 is everything is okay. The treble might be on the slightly sharper side, where I wouldn't consider it to be any form of like distortion, but maybe there's some incoherency. And for 2, maybe it's because of like some synergistic issues. It sounds a little bit more muddy than usual, something along the lines of that. And when I'm testing it on my IEM, it has some drastic changes in the context where it is more sealed. I can listen to the low end more, and when I'm using my IEM, because I'm familiar with it, I mainly focus more on staging. Like I can have something that is not as resolving, but at the same time I want something that can make me feel like I'm being encompassed in a very spacious room. 2 gives me the most staging for me. Initially, I immediately switched to 3 when I'm using my IEM, but the longer I listen to it, I feel like it's lacking in terms of complexity, it's lacking in terms of, I would say, tech in general. And 1 is in between. I can't really say that much on 1 because it's probably an all-rounder. 2 is definitely slightly lacking in terms of treble, compared to 1 and 3, where 1 and 3 is straight up in your face. But if I were to select one thing for like, you know, long-term use, definitely 2. And then it's 1 and then it's 3.
Okay.
Okay, so let me just quickly recap here. Ben, is this 2 or 1?
Oh, sorry, I said 2.
2. 2, then 1.
Okay.
Then
Okay.
three.
So this is
no, right.
just ignore the bottom. Okay.
That's not the
So
bottom.
meaning to say that your selection, can you please tell the audience for HD 600 is this is your top choice?
Yeah.
Yes,
3,
3,
1, 2.
and then to 1, and then to 2.
Okay, like this.
Yes.
Alright. So we'll find out later what are these things. Alright, so Carl has spent some time listening to his favorite song, and these are his choices. Which
I
is
didn't very specify 1, 2, 3 because I cannot really differentiate source 2 and 3. It sounds the same for me.
okay, but somehow you like number 1 better
Yes, number 1 sounds.
because my
Maybe
understanding is that number 1
Vocal-
appears the first one.
No, this one is a source first one. The source one.
Source 1.
Source one.
So which one do you like the most out of these 3?
I think I like 2 and 3 more. I would rank them
Equally.
the same, equally.
Equal. So
Yes,
meaning
equal.
that because I need to put it this way, because which means that what you like is 2 and 3 equal.
Equal, yes.
You sure?
Yes.
And then after that number 1.
Yes.
Okay. So let me just repeat this. His choice is that he decided that 2 and 3 are equally good. Okay. And 1 is the next one. Alright.
Yeah.
So my question would be next. How do you come to this conclusion? Based on what?
Because what I heard from number 1 is the vocals are slightly a bit more forward than 2 and 3, and the lower mids are a bit more, just a bit, like slightly more than 2 and 3. So it's like more flat, as in like usually like other normal headphone for HD 600 is like the vocals were slightly in front of you, but number 1 is like a bit too forward for my taste.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Bit too
basically, you're familiar with HD 600, right?
I have 650.
650.
Yeah.
But you're familiar
Yeah,
with HD 600.
yeah.
Okay. So meaning that. But if you were to say like the differences between 1, 2, and 3, right? How many percent the most prominent difference that you feel?
I would say that less than 5% the
Less
differences.
than 5%.
Yeah,
At max 5%.
max 5%.
So meaning that if based on that understanding, I would even say that they are almost equally good if you are not comparing it.
Yes, if I'm not blind testing, I don't think I can hear the differences also.
That's really interesting,
Yeah, because for 2 and 3, for me sound exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
Yes, like I cannot really hear any differences. So
This-
I'm not sure that whether is it the same source or
We don't know.
we don't know.
We don't
I
know. We'll find out later. So you heard
Okay.
it from him. Thanks so much, Carl.
Okay, no problem.
Tester number 3 completed. Wow, so many notes here. So by the way, just now he tested Sennheiser HD 600 and also his own IM, which is Persuade of Emotion, which is an excellent IM by the way. And these are the results. So Wei Hang, the result here is it 1, 2, 3? Is it by ranking or by what?
It's by the time I test it.
Time.
So
Okay.
I test 1 first, then 2, then 3.
Okay, now I need for you to just simply say out of 1, 2, 3, which one would you say as your number 1? Your pick.
Number 3.
Number
I put a tick here.
Okay. Oh, there's a tick
Yeah.
here. So I just gonna pick. Okay, just make sure okay. So for HD 600, his first choice is number 3. Okay, for the record. And when you use your own IM, which one?
It's also number 3.
Also number 3.
Yes.
Okay. Alright. So obviously I can tell that even though you are not seeing whatever it is underneath here, you can tell the difference, right?
Yes.
What are the differences?
Okay, the first one, on HD 600, the first impression is okay, punchier bass. So when I first hear it, okay, punchy bass. Then when I switch to number 2, the bass is not as punchy, it's more diffused. Then the third one is almost the same with number 2. Then I move on to another spectrum of the...
Okay, let me just recap that. He did mention something special there. 2 and 3 is
similar in the bass.
In the bass. Okay, if there's any difference between all 3 of them or even 2 or 3, how many percent would you describe it?
It's only about 5 to 10%.
5 to 10%?
Yes. 5
Very
to 10%.
minimal.
Yes.
Okay. So what else?
So second one, I will move to the mid vocals.
Okay.
So the vocals on number 1 is very like mellow.
Mellow.
It's like it's not as clear.
Not as clear.
Yeah, it's not as clear as number 2 and 3.
So you are saying that resolution of 2 and 3 is better?
Yes.
Okay. Resolution wise. By how much different?
By how much? I would say if normal people, they wouldn't notice much. But for me, it's quite a lot.
Okay.
It's like I wouldn't want to listen to one at all when I testing all 3 sources.
Okay.
So when I done with the notes on number 1, I just switch between 2 and 3. I never go back to the
Okay.
one.
So meaning that the least, the one that he doesn't like the most is number 1.
Yes.
Because it lacks in general resolution.
Resolution in the mids and also treble.
In the treble, mids and treble. Okay. So anything else?
2 and 3, the difference is between soundstage and the mids.
Okay.
Number 2 is more balanced.
More balance.
Yes. Number 3 is slightly forward in the mids.
Slightly
and number 3 is slightly wider.
Number 3 slightly wider.
Yes.
Okay. So let me just remember this. Number 2 is more balanced.
Yes.
Okay. Number 3 is a bit wider with the soundstage.
Yes.
Just remember that because we will reveal the result later.
Alright.
Thanks, man. Okay, tester number 4 has concluded his test using HD 600. So basically, most, as you noted here, your first choice is number 2. Okay, and the last one being number 1.
Yeah.
Okay, what makes you decide this way?
Number 2 sounded full-bodied and enough power.
Full-bodied and
Enough power.
enough power.
Number 1 could not reach the volume that I wanted because that's
Okay, not enough loudness.
loudness. Actually, number 3 also is not loud enough.
Okay.
But it did sound slightly better than number 1.
Okay.
But slightly is slightly.
Slightly. Okay. We're talking about the differences between 1, 2 and 3 is slightly.
Truth be told, it's maybe because of the headphone, I cannot hear much difference. Maybe.
Okay. But if you put to put on a percentage, how many percent differences between
Oh,
those?
very low, very low.
At around 5%?
Less 1 to 3%.
Wow, 1 to 3%.
I mean,
Okay.
like I said, maybe because it's headphones, right?
Yeah, maybe it's
But headphones, I think
yeah.
I do listen to headphones, but it's just that it's my details that I capture maybe not as much as an IEM details,
okay.
right?
Okay,
And more the thing that I was looking out for was the changes in timbre, tonality, and stuff like that, right? I find that they are pretty much accurate.
That is interesting because I kind of like feel the same. I use IEM more than headphone because I feel that IEM a bit more focused would be able to show me the differences as opposed to headphones. Normally headphones, they are like what you mentioned, not much different. Or if you want to dig a bit more into nuances, but that is for another topic. He already made his decision, so we'll find out later. Thanks, man.
All right.
Test subject number 5, yes.
What are your thoughts?
I don't know what's in the, probably a Walkman or something, I don't know.
Walkman, yeah. One's a Walkman, one's a cassette, and one's a CD. Okay, so what's your favorite one?
My favorite one is number 3.
Number 3.
Very obvious because for me, I'm a casual listener. I'm not an audiophile. I'm semi-audiophile, I would say.
Okay.
So number 3 is more dynamic. The difference between bass, treble, and mids are more dynamic. And for 1 and 2, they're pretty similar.
Okay.
I almost can't tell what's the difference until I use the IEM. Previously, before that, I was using the headphone, open back headphone. But after that, I use the IEM. I can hear slight difference between number 1 and number 2.
Okay.
Number 1 carries more punch on the bass, but compared to number 3, like I say, more dynamic. If number 3 compared to 1 and 2, number 2 and 3 not so dynamic. It's more balanced out. So end of the day, I like number 3.
So number 3 is your favorite, but between number 2 and number 1, which one do you prefer?
Number 1.
So you prefer number 1?
Yeah.
Okay, alright, good. Thank you very much. So same for both the headphone as well as the IEM, right?
Yes.
3, 1 and 2.
Unfortunately, I cannot tell the width of the stage.
Okay.
Even using the IEM, so probably my bad.
No worries. Thank you very much.
So you guys want to know what's happening with 1, 2, and 3? Man, how about you show the crowd?
Alright, guys.
Show everyone what's 1, 2, and 3.
Alright.
Open up everything.
Come on, man.
So there's a dongle, there's a DAP, and there's a desktop amp. Number 1 is the dongle, which
Venture
Guessed it.
Electronic Devastator, $20 US.
Guessed it.
number 2 is this Hi-Fi Man EF400 R2R DAC amp.
Oh, no
Okay.
wonder.
Yeah. And number 3 is the FIO M21.
And M21 is with the all to DSD oversampling, so meaning maximum resolution for everything.
Which one is that? Number?
That is number 3. Alright, so let's see the result, which was concluded later. This is I just gonna quickly. So Ben, why don't you read? Okay, the first test number 1. His choice was
So his choice was number 3, which is basically the
M21. Number 3 is
the M21, but for that's using the HD600. But for the IEM, he preferred number 2.
which is this one.
Yep.
Okay.
He preferred the R2R.
Okay, so test number 1 by Jeff, it was the winner is number 3, M21 versus everything for HD600. Very surprising because this one's M21 seems to perform better with HD600. Okay, and test number 2 is let me see, was it Carl?
Yes, I'm number 2.
Okay. And number 2, can you see that, Ben?
What do you prefer? I'm not
2
sure.
and 3 is the same. 2 and
Okay,
3
He
both
said 2 and 3 the same.
sounds the same.
Okay, and then number 1 is the last one.
Yes.
Okay.
And you mentioned just now the differences between all them are between around
5% or roughly like that.
roughly 5%.
Okay.
Let that digest.
Alright.
And test number 3 is you, right?
Yes.
Okay. And test number 3 is the most interesting one, the most like intensive one, because you see he have 2 notes. Perhaps you want to explain.
Alright.
So based on your notes, let's
Okay.
just go down.
For the HD 600, the mid bass is punchy, but it just don't have any rumble at all. So that would my conclusion to, as this source cannot push this driver.
Which one is that? 1, 2, or 3?
One. That one is 1.
Okay.
And 2 and 3, they have the similar bass, but the 3 has a more forward vocal, which is my preference. So my favorite is number 3 for HD 600.
Okay.
So for my IEM, I find the same thing on number 1. It doesn't have that dynamics, and 2 and 3 was a tough one to choose because they perform like almost equally well on overall, and number 3 just happened again to have more forward vocal, which is my preference, and it has slightly more wider soundstage on certain treble and bass details, like they sound further away. But for mid, number 3 is more sweeter.
Sweeter.
Yeah, it's sweeter.
Let me remind you, he's talking about R2R mids.
No, number 3.
Number 3.
Three is M21. M21.
Number 3 is M21.
M21. R2R is number 2.
Wow, that's mind blowing. Mind blowing. Who would have thought? Okay, anything else, sir?
Yeah, I think that's all.
That's all. All right.
Okay. This is the last one?
So number 4 is actually Moose.
Moose.
Okay. Let me see what Moose has written here. So Moose vote for number 2 as his favorite. Okay, which is the EF400, the R2R Dragon amp, and of course number 3 being the second one, and number 1 being the last one. So he's pretty much very straightforward with that. And you tried it with Sennheiser HD 600 just now, right?
Yeah, the limitations is the ambient noise. The limitations will be the ambient noise and the scaling. There was not enough volume for me.
Okay, not enough volume.
So I made my judgment based on how much volume I could hear.
Okay.
And because of that, I felt like it's not my usual listening level, or it might have been, but because we're outside, it felt like it was louder outside. I couldn't really hear properly. So yeah, it's true. I do like R2R and
He can
I
identify
love
that.
power.
Yeah.
Yeah, but from that small volume, I couldn't really hear much difference.
Okay.
They all sounded good.
Okay. If you were to say how many percent differences between all 3 of them?
Like I said earlier, it was only 1 to 3%. But then
1
again,
to 3%.
But then again, this is because of the limited volume and conditions.
Okay.
Like if it was in
Fair
a closed room and maybe not a headphone, then it might be a bigger difference.
You prefer IEM?
For choosing depths, yes, I would use a more sensitive IEM to do that. For choosing headphones, I probably just use power because I usually don't hear much difference. That's what I feel.
All right. There you have it. And the last one. No, the one and only Daren. Okay, what Daren wrote here? Let me see. Can you go with Daren on that?
Daren, you preferred number
3.
Number 3.
Which one's number 3 again?
The M21. Okay, so Daren preferred number 3, and the second one he preferred the the dongle, the Venture Electronics, and the third one is the R2R DAC. Okay, so I think it goes to show that the M21 is actually probably the biggest winner so far, right? I think everyone seems to like the M21 most.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
is it?
bro? This is blind test, okay? You have seen it before.
Yeah.
Nobody knows anything about it until we reveal it just now.
Yes.
And all of them seems to pick number 3.
Yep.
Which
Most
is
of them.
I choose
Number 2. So it's number 3 or number 2?
number 2.
So I think it goes to show that even though the dongle it does actually manage to hold its own, it's still, if you do a comparison among maybe pricier ones, it will show that its weaknesses are there. It probably falls a bit behind compared to the others.
And I think the biggest takeaway from this is that, right, if you are not seeing what you are listening, it is just so very difficult at times.
Yeah.
But I must admit, this guy here, he knows his sound.
Yeah.
This guy is a specialist when it comes to sound. He can literally accurately describe every inch. But for all of us, I will admit, it is very difficult.
And I think I did guess the number 2 is the most expensive, then the third one and the first one.
He gets it correctly. Right. So if we will take that into equation, out of 7 people, 1 person might be able to tell things accurately. That is the kind of ratio that we're talking about. But because I will admit myself, when I tried this earlier on myself, and that is not even a blind test, I told Ben, hey Ben, this thing sounds similar, you know, all 3 of them.
Yeah,
That's really crazy.
I did the same thing, but we were flipping it quickly, like 5-10 seconds. They all sounded the same if you don't listen carefully. Yeah, the same volume, they sound the same.
It was really quite hard to tell between the number 1 and number 2.
So out of these 7 people who tried, this guy is special. He have that golden hearing. He can tell. He can even tell the price. Wow, man. But I think for normal people like us, I think the biggest takeaway is that don't judge by price, don't judge by size, but sometimes your taste and preference would dictate which one you like more than the other. Because I think Moose clearly exhibit that he can identify R2R, because I know him personally that he always insists on listening to R2R, and the moment he listened to that, even with limited situation, he was able to say that his favorite is R2R without knowing it is an R2R. So I think that says something about it, right? You guys agree?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything else? That's all right.
No? All right.